let's see how much of this dries today. Hello everyone and welcome to session 40 of the Little Wolf Knits podcast. I am Brianna and I am the human who designs, dyes, and runs this podcast channel here on YouTube. If this is your first time checking out a video, welcome. I hope you like what you see. And if you're coming back, I hope you like this one as much as you like the last video. It is Tuesday, April 30th, and it is kind of like gloomy and overcast today, but the clouds just opened up a little bit and I said, let me pop up my camera and record a little bit of a podcast for y'all because I have done a fair amount of things and I'm excited to talk to everyone about it. Okay, let's jump in and I think keep this one a short one before we lose the sun again and lose our light. As you can see, I'm not wearing anything knitted because it is hot. It's like 70 something. It's like 70 plus all week, muggy, humid. I have the windows closed because it's overcast and like muggy out. So I don't think it'd bring much heat in, much relief, I guess, inside. So no knits for today. But I do have a few things that I finished. I do have a few things I'm working on. And I think there's only one new thing that you have not seen at all. But let's just jump in and get started. Let's first just touch on admin because we don't have too much today. There are no mouths going on right now. However, something will be coming very soon because it's getting hot. Summer is coming and most of us are just stitching our little hearts out. So to celebrate the start of this Mel, which is a total surprise and secret until next week, all of my patterns will be on sale in the shop using code HOTSTITCH24 for 10% off. So happy shopping, enjoy that. Grab a bunch of things because we're going to be stitching for quite some time this summer. I think that is the only admin thing I have at the start of the episode. We'll talk about yarny things and what's happening in the shop a little bit later. So let's start with things that I've finished because there are a few. The first thing I finished, we'll start with my knitting, is something that you've seen. And this one flew off my needles. I finished this in less than a week and I just couldn't stop working on it. This is my second sample of my C Street tank. And this is my What We Like colorway, which is inspired by Applejacks. And it's just so fun. It's so light and springy. And this is my Catamaran base, which I don't always make tops with, but I had this colorway dyed up. And it is a great base. It's nice and sturdy, but still soft and squishy. I'm actually, these days, now that I started spinning, am finding, while it does not have, I mean, it still has great drape. Like, let's look at it. It has more bounce, I think, than my Superwash Merino Sunfish base. So this is my other sample of my C Street tank. This has the curved shaping at the bottom, and this one just has the straight bottom. But look at the difference when I hold them. Granted, this isn't blocked either. You can sort of tell the drape that this one has, but the squish that this one has. So that's really cool. This is gonna get blocked today. I finished it. I just finished the bottom band yesterday, but again, I flew through this one and testers are being chosen as we speak. I think by the time this video goes out, our testing slots will be full for this one, but we will have a June release. So you'll see that soon enough. you may want to grab some yarn from the cereal collection while you can to make a few of your own tanks, because this is a staple that I'm going to be making a lot of, and I feel like everyone is going to be following that trend soon enough. Let's talk about the second thing I finished, because I only had 2 more things I finished and they're both spinning. Ah! Okay. Oh, okay. Look at this skein of handspun. This is my melanatedbohobae superwash, not superwash, right? It's just merino fall one-of-a-kind braid that I got at Cake this past October out by for Rhinebeck weekend. And I spun this on my Bosworth drop spindle and I plied it this last week, and it is so beautiful. Look at it. Look at it. It's stunning. I don't know what I'm going to make with this. It is a fingering, a light fingering. I would say pretty similar to my sunfish base. And I don't know if I'm going to make a hat for Michael. I don't know if I'm going to make a tank for myself, but it's so beautiful. It's so good. Michael has been really sweet, and he's like, I don't want to use your handspun. I don't want you to use your handspun on me. So when I've been asking him, oh, would you like something? He's like, no, it's okay. I can't tell if it's because he doesn't like the colors or he genuinely is being thoughtful. I think he'd be honest if he didn't like the colors. You've heard it before. But, man, this is so cool. I have heard him say, like, I don't understand how it's going to knit up. And when I tried to explain how it's going to, like, melt and fade. It is so good. So this is a 2-ply fractal spin. So I took the braid, split it in half, spun 1/2 end to end, then split the other half in half again. So it had 2 quarters, and then I spun those end to end, and applied them together for a beautiful fractal. Gosh, just like, handspun is so good. And you'll be proud of me. I was proud of myself. I had just a very little bit left of this that was like uneven on my bobbins, and a very little bit left of my green goat ranch from last week. And one of them was on a bobbin that was not removable, so I decided just to apply them together to kind of clear my bobbins. And I think I'm gonna have like a bunch of these scrappy minis of bobbin clearing, which is kind of cool. So I don't know what I'll do with them. Maybe one day I'll make like a cowl or a hat or something. A shawl. Maybe that gauge doesn't matter too much because they're not all going to be exactly the same yarns. But I thought it was super cool. So that is my third and final FO for today. Now let's talk about my whips, because I have 3 and I have a new one that you haven't seen yet. My first whip that I'll talk about is the one that's been on my needles the longest, and I'll be honest, has been getting the least amount of love out of all my whips. I don't know what it is. This one just got so much love. Understandably, I want to wear it. I'm working on a testing call, all of that. This other one, you'll see. But this is in my Tanny Casey bag, and you've seen it before. It is my Cloudscape sweater scarf, the knit version, and this is in my Desert Bloom on my buoy base. It's so beautiful. I'm still on this first skein here. My goal, it's so many inches. I think that's the hard part. That feels a little, I'm trying not to get discouraged about it, but my goal on my to-do list is just to finish that first skein of Surrey, and I'm just gonna keep chipping away at it. I'm in the middle of a row. Helpful. So here I have my sleeve, and then look how pretty it is and how beautiful it is working up. This is what I worked on this past weekend on Sunday. I took this on a little mini trip that Michael and I took, which I'll talk about in our life section. But I did a little bit of knitting on it, but as you can see, only about 1.5 inches because I was so obsessed with finishing that tank and working on some other projects. But this is beautiful. Now I'm just working straight. At this point, I have about 65 inches of straight knitting. So this will continue to be my mindless project that I just work on here and there. That has a very late deadline, although my personal goal would be to finish this in May. So that's a goal I'm going to try and stick to. And I'm going to, tripping here. I'm going to place a marker. I have a little cookie here. I'm going to place a marker for where this project was last that I've shown you. And then I'll keep this brownie for myself, for my daily progress. I find that to be helpful. Okay, there we go. Markers are moved, and we'll see how much love this one gets. Let's see, if I have, 65 inches. I'm trying to do some quick math here. Maybe. This means I would need to do a lot of inches on this, like 20 inches a week. It's like 3 inches a day to get this done in May. That's a lot. The only way that's going to happen is if I spend more time on it. So I think we'll just see how that one goes. We'll see how it goes. That's whip number 1. Whip number 2 is in my beautiful songbird handmade bag. So pretty and springy. I have to tell you all about some stuff from life later. And inside it, I have my giant cake of handspun. This is a 3-ply of Hello Sunshine from Nest Fiber Co., Diana and Arco Iris from Malabrigo Noob. And it is super cool. I have a little over 300 grams. I should actually get out my larger scale to measure it because I'm not quite sure how much I have. But this is taking all of my time and attention because it is so amazing. I have finished the yoke. I am making the DRK Everyday Sweater, and I am obsessed with this. Can I try it on? I think it'll be a bad idea. The cord is too short. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it on camera. We'll just pretend I tried it on. I was unsure about the colors of this and my skin tone, but it's just so cool. Even with, so I'm wearing this like stretchy jumpsuit from Amazon, and I love wearing this like pea soup kind of, it's pea soup, it's a little more muted here, green under it, and I'm like, oh, how much fun would that be? And I'm not sure on yardage. I want to check soon, but my thought is to work, it's a pretty cropped-ish. Oh no, it's not a crop body because it's 4 inches of ribbing. I'm gonna work a few inches on the body, see where I am with yarn, and I might add a sleeve, add a second sleeve, and then come back to the body. The reason why I'm hesitating, because that was my original plan, was like, this would also look cute short sleeves as a short sleeve top. So, but I have enough yarn, I think, to make it long sleeve. So I'm gonna check yarn, make a plan from there. If I'm going to do long sleeves, I will do the sleeves first. If I'm not going to do long sleeves, I'll still probably do the sleeves first and just add some ribbing. But I would like for this to be a long sleeve sweater, and it's so amazing. Look at it. I asked Michael what his favorite part of this was, and he said this little chunk. And that's also my favorite part. Yeah, it's just so cool. So I was trying to show him this and was like, hey, this is a 3-ply. It's a lot more colorful. But see how it like melts into different strips of color? It's kind of what this will do. But you'll get this dark into the dark and orange, into the orange and orange, into the orange and light, and vice versa, and then all the way back. But I think it was just hard for him to understand or imagine it, which is totally fair. But this sweater is amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I want to say that my movie knitting tonight will be that scarf, but I think it's going to be this sweater because the body, I could just go around and around. So what that means is that if I want to be responsible, the rest of this afternoon, I think I'm going to put this away. Even though I really, really want to work on it, I'm going to put it away and save it for movie knitting later, and then work on my sweater scarf a little bit more this afternoon. The only other whip that I have that I've worked on, because you'll see I have my mom's sweater right here, my Maurizio, and honestly I haven't touched it, and I think it's mostly because I'm scared. So my goal is to do it today. This is my accountability. I'm going to do it today. I'm going to, at least when we get off of here, do this little hole. And then maybe that will be enough of a confidence boost that I ladder up the other ones. I think it'll be okay. But I haven't touched it yet. But next week, you will see it done. So the only other whip I have that you haven't seen yet is very exciting, and it's a spinning whip. It is fiber that you've seen before, and it is not the fiber I thought I was going to be spinning next. I actually thought, I put it back over there, that I was going to be spinning a green goat ranch fiber for Michael, potentially for a hat, and he saw it and was like, I would wear a sweater in that. So I think I might be saving it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing yet, so I put it back and pulled one out that I said, I want to spin this as a fractal for myself. Another fingering weight for a little bit of a heavier fingering weight than this, hopefully, for a cute tank top, like a more neutral tank top. So I am using, oh, where did I put the tag? I don't know where it went. But this is BrambleRidge Scruff on their cormo. And it is so good. It's like these olivey greens, these oranges. This like gray has some really smoky, icy blue undertones, which is beautiful. And yeah, I'm super excited about this. So because it's a fractal, what I've done is I took the initial braid, I broke it in half lengthwise. Oh, look at it. So this is half of the braid. And then I took the other braid and split it in half. It wasn't perfect. Honestly, I think it's more like 1/3 and 2/3, which should be fine and should be cool. Because I can use part of it for the top and part of it for the bottom, right? That'll have like the shorter color repeats up here, since they'll be longer anyway because I'm working more rows. But I have to try and plan it and figure out how to make that work. So this is the larger one. Nope. This is the smaller, the thinner one. And then the one that I started spinning is on my handspun is the larger one. So I'm starting with the larger one, and I guess I just need to mark the end of the skein that has, so when I start knitting, I'll pull from that side because it's bottom up, the tank I want to do, I think. So I'll just mark so I know which one is the longer side for the slightly longer repeats, so that I can make an informed decision to work the longer repeats on the body of my tank and the shorter repeats on the top of my tank. But here we go. I just started this today, but I'm already obsessed and want to get back to spinning this. So I think my plan might be sew up one of the holes, spin a little, sew up the other hole, spin a little more, then maybe work on my sweater scarf. We will see. But those are all the things I've been whipping on, and it has been so much fun. But let's talk quickly about what's coming to the shop, because it's May. Right now it's April 30th, but by the time you're watching this, it's May, and that means we have new clubs and new colorways. So I already announced last week that our April clubs were closing. It was last call. By the time you see this, they will already have been dyed. You will not be able to grab them. However, there are a few things that you can still grab, and then some new things coming to the shop. Things you can still grab that I want to make sure people know about are July-inspired July boxes that are Moana-inspired, our Island Girl boxes. Last call, I will be dyeing those, starting to dye those next week, so grab them if you want them. Grab one. I will leave the single day box open until maybe the end of May when I start dyeing those up. But if you want a 15 or a 30-day option, make sure to grab one now. I will throw in a little last call for the cereal box collection through, I'm going to say Sunday of this week. So same for July boxes and cereal box collection. I will be dyeing both of those things starting next week. So if you want something, grab it now. We also have our October boxes, which are Beetlejuice inspired, that are still available and will be available for a few more months. So make sure to grab one of those if you would like. There's a 13-day, a 30-day, or a single day option, and the 13 and 30-day options come in fingering, DK, or fiber. Super, super excited about those. I know I've been chatting with some of my friends who are huge Beetlejuice fans, and they cannot be any more excited. So I'm glad I'm not alone in that. The other thing that is coming to the shop this month are our May, I can't believe it's May. How is it May? Our May clubs. We have a fandom club and we have our From the Open Road club that is coming to a close. This is actually the last official month of From the Open Road that I'll be doing at least for this year and for a while. So this is the conclusion of my second From the Open Road road trip, and I definitely will have travel inspired yarn in the future, but not at least through the rest of this year. So if you want something, if you love this colorway, make sure you grab it because you won't be able to get them for a while. So this one is really fun. Both of these are really fun and funny because I know the last few months, especially last month, was bright and fun and colorful, and my friend MC, who is the collaborator on the C Street tank design here, was telling me with my Follow Your Nose colorway and a few other colorways, she was like, Brie, I think you're in your brights era. And I was like, oh my gosh, am I in my brights era? I'm not over it. I'm not out of the era completely, but my old self is back. If anyone was worried about me, don't worry, because my neutrals and my blues are still where it's at. And that is definitely apparent this month in these two clubs. So the first one, we ended our road trip after doing all of our national parks. We went from Zion. We drove out to see family in LA, spent some time on the West Coast at the beach before coming back home to my favorite place in the world, New Jersey. But this one is called City of Angels, and it's inspired by this really fun beach picture we took where it's like the sand and there's the ocean and the mountains and the sky, and it's so beautiful. And I think we captured it really well in this skein. Lighting isn't great today, but you'll see those like tans and grays for the beach and the landscape, and then some navy speckles and soft icy blues for the sky and the water in the mountains. And it's beautiful. I love it. I think it'd be super cute for like, again, a summery tank. Imagine a C street. Wouldn't that be so sweet? Or even a pair of shorts, like twisted t-shirts with a navy contrast or a sandy cheeks contrast. I think you could go either way. Would be super fun. But this is our From the Open Road City of Angels May Club. The other club that we have this month is our Fandom Club, and this is from Ted Lasso. And it is the scene where, I don't want to give too much away, where Ted Lasso plays darts against Richard. And I think it's called Bit of a Hoot, something like that. And man, the inspo photo I just loved. It was like these moody neutrals, navies, grays, blacks, and this really, Richard's wearing this, like this color green olivey jacket. And I think we nailed it. It's beautiful. I love it so much. So this is our Ted Lasso club for the month of May and our From the Open Road club from the month of May. They look beautiful together. I was like, ooh, could I fade them or like hold one as a CC to the other? But they're all getting blown out. I'm back in my blue era, so nobody worry. I am fine. I appreciate the concern because we know if Bree's loving bright pinks, what has happened right now in this world. But these are both in the shop through the end of the month, and I hope you love them as much as I do. That is all that's in the shop for now. I will have my December boxes. I've been getting lots of DMs and emails asking if I'm doing a December box again this year, probably because everyone else is posting theirs and people want to be planning. Mine will be coming soon. I don't remember off the top of my head if it'll go up in May or June, but it'll be another year, the 4th year of our Schitt's Creek inspired December countdown. 4, I think 6 is, there are 6 seasons, so this is the 4th season. It is the 4th year we're doing this, which means only 2 more years after this. But that is far away. There's 4, 5, 6. We don't need to stress about that or be sad, but I just want to let people know in case they're planning that I will be having December boxes this year, and I will be having fingering weight, DK weight, and fiber options available. And both the 15, 30, and single day box options. So those are all of the things that are in the shop. Let's just talk for a little bit about life stuff because some wacky things have been happening here lately. Like I said, it has been super warm and hot and sunny this week, which I love. The only thing I don't love about it is that I'm in Pennsylvania, not at the beach, but we're doing what we can with what we have. So this weekend, Michael and I actually took a trip on Sunday to Jim Thorpe, which is a really cute, small, like makes Bethlehem look like a city, small town in Pennsylvania that has a lot of the cute, like small, quaint, small town things and shops and, you know, bookstores and jerky shops and card shops and witchy shops and record stores and all the cute things. And they do some really cool, they do a trolley ride and they do a train ride. That's like a scenic train ride of the Lehigh Valley. And Michael and I have been wanting to do it for some time. We heard it was cute and fun. So we decided to make a day out of it. And I'm not going to give you all the details because we actually filmed a vlog for y'all to enjoy. And it will be coming in the next week or so when I get around to editing it. And it was so much fun. I hope you enjoy the vlog, but I hope if anyone is local and hasn't checked out Jim Thorpe yet, you'll go check out some of the things that we did once you watch the vlog. Other than that, what else happened? Oh, today I was sitting here just minding my business. I did some work this morning. I was on my lunch break and I was sitting here and there was a hawk. a giant hawk. I didn't know how big hawks were. Honestly, I was like, is that an eagle? It was a hawk. But it came, and we live right in a valley. There are mountains. Lehigh are the mountain hawks. So I know there are hawks in the area. But I just saw it out my back patio slider come down. It was so quick and like scuffle and grab something. I had a heart attack that it was going to be one of our little bunnies. I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it flew, phew, and then it came out the front of our house, and I saw the window, and it had grabbed a bird and flew away with it. It did not look like the bird was struggling, so I'm not sure how that happens or what happens, but whoa, that was a wild moment. I know people say, watch out for hawks when Rocco's outside, all of that, and we always tell Nanny. I never thought it would be that fast. I never thought it would be that fast. So that's just kind of wild. And it was wild to see this morning, for sure. Otherwise, reading, watching what Michael and I are up to. I finished reading Such a Quiet Place by Megan Miranda. It was good. There is something that happened that I'm still confused about. I'm so confused about. I don't want to spoil anything here, but basically something that they're like, oh, this person's not guilty. It was just a random coincidence. But then they never explained why that person had done an action that they had done. So I got to do some research and figure it out. But I just started reading None of This Is True. And I'm about 25% in. It seems good so far. Honestly, at this point, I'm just guessing about what's happening. And I'm like, is all of this made up? Is everything that the one girl is telling the other girl a total lie? I don't know. We'll see. It's by Lisa Jewell. It's fairly new, and it's our book for our Wolfpack book club this month. I think I'm one of the last people reading it. Honestly, I think everyone else read it fairly quickly. So I'm excited to get through it and see where this book goes, because people have been talking about this book, raving about this book, and I just have no idea where it's going. So I'm excited to do that. We have also finished House of the Dragon. I think that happened in the last week or so, and we have started a new show. Michael and I mean, not new, a new season. We have started new seasons of a show we previously watched. We're feeling in like this spooky, scary mood and wanted to start American Horror Story. We had watched over time, both of us had watched up through 1984, which was the 9th season, I believe. So there were like 3 or 4 seasons that we have not yet seen that seemed interesting and we wanted to watch them. So we are halfway through the 10th season, which is a, oh man, what's the word? Oh, y'all are screaming at me. It's like 2 stories. Not an anthology. It's a something with a D. Oh my gosh. I don't know. But the first 5 episodes are one story. The second 5 episodes are another story. I'm not sure if or how they're related in any way. We just finished the first story and have not yet started the second one. So we will see. It was good. It was cute. It went a direction that I don't love, if you know me, and like monster stories. The monster side of horror is not my favorite. But it was cute, well done. We were continually kind of guessing like what's going to happen and who all the players were going to be in the twists and turns. So I like the way it ended, and I'm excited to see what the second half of the season brings. But yeah, we'll be watching these for a little while. And who knows? Tonight we are going to see, last week we saw Civil War. It was okay. I didn't love it, honestly. It was different than I thought it was going to be, and it was okay. It was sad, it was tragic, but it was okay. On Saturday, however, we went to see The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, which is a Guy Ritchie film, and it was so good. It was so good. And it made it better that it was based off of a true story. It was just really wild and super cool to see. Definitely recommend. I don't know how much longer it'll be in theaters because I know a lot of other big movies are coming out, but if it's still in theaters near you, we loved it. We are also going to see Challengers tonight, which is with Zendaya, and I'm super excited about that one. Plus, it's in Dolby, so I'll be in my recliner, probably just knitting away round and round on the body of my handspun sweater. So with that, I'm going to go and work on all of the other things I said I was going to work on today. I can't believe we had the sun for most of the time, even though it was a little bit blown out. We had the sun. And I hope everybody enjoys the weather where you are. If it's warm and sunny, awesome. If you're heading into winter, I hope you're bundling up. And I will chat with all of you next time. Take care of each other. Bye.